I agree. You should get a few years in jail for not letting the families in and letting them bring in people that had COVID-19 and letting them kill people when the doctors and nurses knew it was a death sentence. You should probably get 5-10 years in prison apiece. The decision makers over those facilities, the medical deciders. But the people that ordered you to do it, I mean, I really think the death penalty's in order. I'm not going to kill anybody, but I mean, if justice was done, they'd be indicted, there'd be a Nuremberg trial, and then we would march these folks up and hang their ass in public. I mean, that's what you do if in any free country that had Nazis like this. Because you look, you think Nazis were back in the 1940s, ladies and gentlemen? You just look at these 4 people right here on screen: Wolf, Newsom, Whitmer, Cuomo, all guilty Nazis, crimes against humanity, period. Wednesday, May 27th, 2020. I am your host, Alex Jones. We're going to be here live for the next 4 hours with 159 days out to the historic election. And you couldn't have two more polar opposites of Joe Biden, the political insider, lawyer, nobody, the puppet, and Donald John Trump, the maverick, his own man. You could disagree with what Trump does sometimes, but he's definitely the president. He's definitely in charge, and the globalists are crapping their britches. But there's Biden up there with his kabuki theater with his little mask on, and oh, Trump's not good. Trump's endangering people. You've got to do what a special guild says forever. You've got to let them run your life and have tracker chips and phones and social distancing and cycled on and off wearing masks and can't travel, and your job's not essential. You're not essential, but we're essential. This isn't red flags, folks. This is alarm bells and explosions going off. This is a 1,000-alarm fire. We'll cover it all today. I don't get into mumbo jumbo. There's plenty of that. But I get into what's real. And for anything that's real, the spirit world, the other dimensions, good and evil, you're going to have counterfeits out there that talk about spiritual experiences they've had or sixth sense they've had or things that transcend our 5 senses. But this was a big issue weeks ago. It wasn't even that big of an issue right now. But I had a lot of people bring this up to me yesterday, and then I prayed last night before I went to sleep that the answer to bringing down the globalists and exposing their whole COVID-19 hoax materialized in my mind. Is it that they're putting people that die of cancer and gunshot wounds and car wrecks on the COVID list? That's big. Is it that the UN's running the whole thing and directing us, and that all their numbers were fraudulent and lies and 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times bigger than what they projected? Is it the Wuhan lab made it so they have a patentable virus they can actually make a vaccine for? All that's important. That Fauci, working with Obama, transferred it to them, and it was a big scandal 5 years ago, and they think we're just going to forget about that. All that's important. And I already made a big deal about this point yesterday, but it really hit me last night. And so I went to bed about 9. I woke up about 3:20. And I got up, started doing research. And boom, into my text message comes Rob Dew's text. He's up at 5 a.m. saying, look at this. And of course, it was the same subject, but something that in my own research for an hour and a half I hadn't found yet, because I was sending links off to the producer for the show today. And so next segment, I'm going to get into this, because this isn't just about the lives of these people. More than half the COVID-19 deaths in the United States are nursing home folks. It's about the rollout and how they systematically did it. And we're always then planning to blame Trump later. And this isn't about defending Trump. This is about learning how these criminal networks operate and the criminal architecture of how they battle planned and pre-planned and beta tested what they rolled out on us for at least a decade and had it in their pocket. And we're already planning to do it, but now they're focusing it against Trump and the nation state and the economy. And now Gates has come out and said, this is only really a beta test. This is Event 201. Event 202 will be a much more deadly pathogen, just as I've told you. because it's logical progression with these psychotics. And when you've read enough of their white papers and watched them long enough, you get inside their heads. And let me tell you, it's not a pretty place, because word for word, what they're going to say and do, and all of you witness this, and all of you make your own predictions you see happening. And a week later, exactly word for word, this is a final solution to cull the world population. This is what Hitler wished he'd do. A week later, he goes on Colbert and says, we're carrying out the final solution. And Colbert goes, whoa, 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 you might not want to use the Nazi term for killing off, the undesirables. So then this morning, I walked into a gas station. I couldn't help it. I wanted an ice cream sandwich, a little treat. And the guy behind the counter goes, you know what pisses me off more than anything? What they did to all those folks in those nursing homes. They need to hang. Now, again, it's bigger than the dead, which is important. But they've gone over to the other side now. They would want those that killed them to be brought to justice, but it's bigger than that. You knock this domino down. I mean, this is the Death Star shot, the money shot. This is the bullseye. It's the grand slam. It's the royal flush. It's everything. I've analyzed it and I've spiritually cogitated on it. And I was super guilty last night when I went to bed that I didn't make a bigger deal about this. I mean, I talked about it a lot. We said it's terrible. Aren't they evil? And I realized they were breaking my will subconsciously in that they've killed so many babies and so many old people and taught us that human life is worthless, and that they're so evil that I was here just going, oh yeah, and they're sending COVID patients to these places on purpose to have a higher number and to get rid of people and make $50-something thousand off of each person they kill. And then Media Matters wrote an article about it a few weeks ago saying I'm a terrible person, saying healthcare workers are killing people. No, the actuaries, the bioethics boards, the corporations that set the policies are. But again, they're going to hide behind the healthcare workers. They're going to hide behind, oh, Trump told us to do it. You mean Fauci that follows the UN directive? Not one Republican state followed this UN directive that Fauci then regurgitated. You think Trump is looking at every detail of this to put COVID patients in nursing homes? That's a default move. Like if you got a can of gasoline in the middle of August in, say, Iowa with a dead field of dry grass, and you just light the grass, it's going to burn the field down. But if you run around with gasoline end to end with a 50-gallon tank of it, the whole thing's going to explode and burn down in minutes. Putting patients that are COVID positive by the hundreds in per facility, chalking them full right next to old people. I went and looked it up. They'll put people in the same damn room with somebody knowing it's a death sentence. And over half the deaths nationwide, it was 48, now it's 51% of all the deaths are nursing homes. And it's like dominoes, one after the other. Think about the cold-bloodedness of this. The UN comes up with it. It's put out by the NIH, CDC, and the Dems follow the UN plan to the T. Republican states didn't. And I mean, this is like if I walked in to a nursing home with people with a deadly pneumonia and said, we're going to put people next to you. Oh, that's what they did. The one group that it was killing that they knew, not just to boost the numbers, not just to make the money, 13,000 and 49,000, do your math. That's a lot of money. $50,000+. That's not even why they did it. That's just gravy. You got gravy, you got your chicken fried steak, you got your peas, you got your corn on the cob. I mean, you got your side fixings there, but the steak is the power to be able to do that, have everybody cover it up, and then run it, and then say Trump told you to do it. When Trump's been caught up in all the hysteria and fighting the whole thing, being drugged downriver, and then they've got the nerve to say it's his fault now after they just killed 50,000+ people And it's the very group running it and posing as our saviors and telling us it's never going to end, and who want total medical control by centralized companies, computers, and the UN over everything your doctors and nurses do. This is a test to see what they can get doctors and nurses to do and to manage all the death and destruction and then indemnify all these companies that carried out the killing. That's why as soon as all this came out, Cuomo committed a major crime, not just killing the old people. I'll tell you about it when we come back. He now is threatening to take the licenses and arrest all the nursing homes because of COVID-19 deaths, saying they didn't carry out proper safety procedures when he ordered them to put them in there and kill everybody. When the man comes around. We are back live. I'm your host, Alex Jones. Now, we have in our hands the photon torpedoes to fire down the Death Star reactor shaft. And we have the missiles aimed directly over it. All you got to do is hit a button, and they're done. Now, let me explain this. I've learned and studied their criminal activity, and I've gotten inside their sick brains, and then you can always reverse engineer and find their own documents where they admit it all themselves. Because these criminals love to also flaunt things in front of everybody. That's basic criminology. They knew they weren't going to have big death numbers on COVID-19. They knew it's a nasty, souped-up pneumonia. So listen to me. I could easily just talk about all this, or we can all understand. I think you all know this better than I, that if we get this story out and if this gets exposed, it's over for them. And they know that. I'm about to show you proof. They've already committed major crimes covering up these crimes in New York. And I can tell you that these very individuals want me arrested because we've been exposing this. Well, they can burn in hell, and I'm sure they will, because we're not backing down. So old Cuomo and all the rest of this trash thought, trying to push the American people around and make us back down. Think again, scumbag. You may have been pushing around a lot of folks up there in New York. You're not pushing me around. You're not pushing Texas around, sonny boy. Let's get right to it. It's been laid on my heart that I'm going to go to Michigan, and I'm going to go to New York at least, and probably California and Pennsylvania. And I'm going to literally go with the people's arrest warrant to go make the point that these people need to be arrested immediately. Because you see, the globalists, Goebbels, who was a proto-globalist, the Nazi propaganda minister, they had the EU plan, the whole plan to expand that into 10 regions of the world with the 3 mega regions, starting with the EU. He said, if you're going to tell a lie, tell it so gigantic and so huge that people can't believe that you would possibly tell a whopper that big. And as long as you're in government and as long as you have the authority, people will tend to not challenge it because it's so ridiculous. Like the emperor's new clothes. The emperor's butt naked, but anybody that says he's naked will be executed. So everybody goes along with it. That's how craziness at the top rolls down. It's psychology. So the UN comes out with guidelines, and the NIH, run by Bill and Melinda Gates, on record. Trump just inherits this whole bureaucracy where every major bureaucrat at the top has been put through college by the very same robber barons. And then once he got into power in the last 30 years, Bill Gates is the chief science officer of this cult. And so understanding what they've done in the nursing homes is important. Understanding the cover-up's is important. Understanding how they're trying to frame Trump is important. But it's the whole process that burns them down. And it's the understanding how they premeditatedly planned all of this publicly to jack up the numbers, to make $52,000 off of every person they killed. And then to use that to corrupt all the healthcare institutions that, oh, we'll charge you in being part of this if you don't do exactly what we say. So they got them to commit the crime by following the order. That's how the mafia works. And then once they've gotten you to commit the crime, now they got you by the balls. So let's talk about it. Because this is, you press one button, they get dropped in the bacon grease. You decide to get pissed about this. You decide later when this video has been archived, demand.video to share it. You decide to go do your own research and demand at your church, your pastor cover this, or break the church up, go start a new one. I mean, this is the type of stuff where people better stand up for our elderly because they're us. Well, you talk about karma. What comes around goes around, reap what you sow. What type of idiot wants to treat people like crap and not take care of them in these crappy homes and not visit their family and not make sure they're taken care of? It's the children and family not standing up for people that has turned many of these into hellish pits of evil. But that is a byproduct, ladies and gentlemen, of our selfishness and what we've turned into. What we do to our unborn, what we do to our children. So, if we're this degenerate by now, can you imagine what we're going to be like in 20 years? No, this evil cannot stand. See, evil doesn't just occupy the world, kind of leave you alone. It tries to take over. It always does. It's its nature. So I'm done preaching. I'm going to get into it now. But I just please call everyone you know and tell them tune in right now on the local AM and FM station you're listening to, on the local TV station you're watching. And if you're watching on local radio or TV, tell folks about that station and then call friends and family and tell them who are outside that area and say Infowars.com/show. Oh, Infowars, I heard it's bad. Well, find out why they told you it's bad, because it's not bad. It's over the target. And we can not just save hundreds of thousands more old people that they're setting the precedent to kill. That's important, folks, but let me tell you. I guarantee I go to a nursing home and talk to those old folks, they'll say, listen, I've already had my days and everything. This is for our children, our future, because they can do this to us, they can do this to anybody. And that's what empathy is and why these people don't have it. They're so foolish. And they get that jack-o'-lantern demon look that the governor of California has, the governor of New York has, the governor of Michigan has, that the CNN host Brian Stelter has, that arrogant, satisfied evil, that they're committing a crime against humanity and they love it. Governors who force COVID-19 patients into nursing homes to kill everybody. Gretchen Whitmer, Andrew Cuomo, Gavin, American Psycho Newsom, Tom Wolf. You know, you could put little Nazi uniforms on them and little Hitler mustaches. That turns it into a joke. It's not funny. And they're not drunk enough on the blood of the 60-something million babies they killed in this country, many of them after they're already out of their mother's womb. Now they want to say, oh, we're going to send a highly infectious, really bad pneumonia into the one group it's guaranteed to kill. And that half the numbers are going to be in the few states that did it and half the total numbers nationwide. Because if you average out just those states, it's even higher than 50%. This whole thing is engineered by these so-called smug demons. Look at that ugly witch. And I'm not talking about how she physically looks. That is a pile of maggots eating rotten flesh is beautiful compared to that face. That is oh, look at him. Just all of these people are the trash of the earth. They are literal executioners, not just of these old people, but freedom and justice, and they need to pay. I got a box of coffin nails in my pocket, and I got a hammer. And I got the New World Order laying in a coffin in front of me. And all we got to do is put the lid on it, and drive those nails in it, and shove this casket into a 6-foot hole. But I'm not strong enough to put the lid on and drive the nails. But we are strong enough together, and we will. But we have to see it through, and we will see it through. And we will be successful because we have God on our side. All right, let's get into it right now. There are so many facets to this, but let's just pull up to the 100,000-foot view first. See the whole earth down there. Why would the Nazis want to kill the mentally retarded and the old people, and then pretty soon if you had a club foot, they killed you? Because if they could get an officer corps that started out with doctors, that's who first led the Nazi extermination operations. First groups killing people for who they were was the doctor corps in the SS in 1933, once Hitler was elected. People forget he was elected as president. Later firebombed the Capitol building, made himself chancellor and president, unified it into the leader position, der Fuhrer. And the Soviets did the same stuff with the medical corps. And now you see the left everywhere using psychiatrists, psychologists, psychological police to go out and grab everybody and circumvent due process. So that's how they're doing all this. And setting the precedent to the public and the courts and everybody, this is just normal. It is the very definition of tyranny, the blood of tyranny, the guts of tyranny, the very bone and sinew and mind and spirit. And so when you see Bill Gates up there talking about getting rid of old people and don't take care of grandma and you can hire 10 people, he's telling you that we're a conquest economy, that for you to win, somebody's got to lose, when we can just make the pie infinitely bigger. We should certainly practice ingenuity, self-sufficiency, competition. Oh, the left gets rid of that, though, at the same time, while telling you screwing somebody over is how you get ahead. But you got to do it through the system. You got to do it to a baby or to a Down syndrome person or to an old person. Like the BBC pieces and others we've shown you in the Netherlands where they're like high-functioning Down syndrome man. They're like, you cost 6 times more than the average citizen. So they make it socialist, and then now you've got to know that, oh, you're costing others. Well, we got to kill you. They want you to take on that attitude. So the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, it's not even debated, even mainstream news admits, runs the UNWHO, runs almost every country national health service with its corporate boards by buying off the top people. Their money is all tax-free. It's given to them by the intelligence agencies to set all this up. I mean, he's a major globalist operative. Remember, the New World Order is corporate, not governmental. It's corporations that have government power, but you have no rights against them. They are persons and have rights. You are a person and have no rights. They are stakeholders. You are not. These are all their real definitions you need to learn. And so imagine if you pull back from this, they want to be able to come in, say there's all these COVID-19 deaths, control how many die. They can list all regular deaths as COVID-19 to get some numbers up, but they can also put it in nursing homes because it is a bad pneumonia, and they know statistically it'll kill a bunch of people, and now it's over half the deaths in the United States, over half the deaths in Europe, is putting COVID-19 patients in nursing homes. And they did the same thing in Europe. They don't call them nursing homes, they call them these convalescence homes. In Italy, they were putting them in, and nurses were going public saying, we're here, and they're putting healthy patients that have COVID-19, saying they've got to quarantine in the damn hospital with sick and old people, and it's spreading. They said, this is 101. Why are you doing this? Like if you pulled up and I'm at your house with a can of gasoline, pouring it all over your front porch and lighting it, you know I'm crazy. You know I'm burning your house down. When you order nursing homes to take COVID patients so, quote, hospitals have room. So the hospitals have to be empty for the COVID patients, but the COVID patients have got to go where they've got a vector. You know, if you're a mosquito and you're laying larvae, you need some still warm water. Consistently, you know, 79 to 90 degrees. You need to be able to lay those eggs there and have that. And where's the best place to lay your eggs if you want to kill a bunch of people is a nursing home. It's the sweet spot. It's that place in the environment where this virus does its absolute best. And so you go and deliberately do it in the blue states. Let's put our criminals back on screen. Gretchen Whitmer, Andrew Cuomo, Tom Wolf, Gavin Newsom. So you've got the wolf in sheep's clothing. You've got the American Psycho. You've got Demon Woman. And you've got this spawn of hell over here. And it's all actuaried out. It's all carried out. So they get the billions of money because once you get an old person that's got COVID, well, now you get $13,800. And then when you intubate them, they said, if you even have a fever, we're going to intubate your ass. Now you get another $39,200. And then they die really quick because you turn the pressure up higher. And they've just got techs doing this. They're ordered to do it. But the techs come out, the doctors come out and go, hey, we're being ordered to run the pressure higher. They said that we normally would for COVID patients because they want to get the money, not actually take care of them. You could run through that $39,000 if you keep them alive. Plus, they might sue you. If you're going to kill them quick. And then when it all starts to come out, you go, well, wait, Trump told us to do this. Oh, really? Trump told you? You mean somebody in the NIH, Fauci, gave you a memo that Trump never saw? The Republicans are like, this is crazy. We're not going to stick people with COVID-19 in the main group it kills. And now they turn around and blame Trump. So these people have to pay for what they've done. And the public's upset. The public gets it. But we don't just need lawsuits. We don't just need, 70,000 new lawsuits for the people they've killed so far. And the hundreds of thousands more they're going to kill. That doesn't fix the country. Sure, have lawsuits all day long. But Cuomo's come out. I've got the articles right here. I'll show you when we come back. And he has said, oh, we're going to indict and take the licenses away from everybody that allowed COVID deaths. So now he's put with that monster woman he's got, James, the gangster attorney general, the laughingstock criminal, in charge of now, after ordering, under penalty of being commandeered, going to jail. We can pull the clips up. I'm going to put you in jail if you don't. Open up your nursing homes, you greedy, selfish people. Remember that? And now he says, I'm going to indict you for the deaths. So they go, oh, hands up. So he has you commit the crime. He's the mob boss. He tells the capos to order you to do this. You're a soldier. You don't even know what you're doing. And now the mob boss calls you in and says, you did what I told you to do. I am going to have you chopped up and fed to the fishes. He really thinks we're that stupid. Oh, but guess what? I was looking around this morning for his executive order. It was gone. Didn't know it was already a news story. Document Cam Shot, please. Turns out he committed a crime. He ordered them to delete it out of official records. New York Health Department website quietly deletes controversial Cuomo order that forced nursing homes to admit coronavirus patients and led to 5,000 deaths. And that very New York State Health Department are the ones that ordered us not to sell any silver products and called us criminals and all that. And meanwhile, they are engaging in crimes, deleting these documents and covering up the mass murder that's going on. Isn't that perfect? That's how they muscle everybody, how they try to shut everybody up. Well, guess what? If you thought this dog was on your ass before, I'm on your ass for keeps now. What a pack of murdering, sick gangsters. These are serial killers amongst us, and they're just getting started till we stop them. We are back live. We are broadcasting worldwide, and only you can amplify this message. You are the InfoWar. That isn't a statement. It's the truth. I can feel the energy. I can feel your power. I can feel the guardians of the Republic rising. All right, let's get into it. Here's the summation and the key. The globalists premeditatedly directed in their blue states the infected COVID patients who were asymptomatic spreaders into buildings and facilities with the people they knew it would kill. And now over half the deaths are caused by them. And then they turn around, and I'll show you the articles here in a moment, and tell everybody that they're criminals because they didn't keep the patients apart. Remember, they're the ones telling you, stay 6 feet apart and get us all fighting with each other is what it's about. It's another divide and conquer. And wear your mask and, oh, stay and you're a hero. But then they're sending people that are sick with this supposedly thing way worse than SARS, where they have special buildings for the SARS patients and special buildings and space suits, and they're welding people into their buildings in China, and why you've got to stay quarantined in your house or we'll arrest you, and police would go to people's houses, in Kentucky and stuff that had it and said they were fine, and have checkpoints around their homes and contact tracers to see were you close to somebody. But then, let's send the people with the disease that only basically kills old people. Let's send very infected, dangerous bombs in. And then here's the key. Remember back when they did it 3 months ago, it was all over the news. People were like, this is crazy. The nursing homes medical staff is saying this is a death sentence. What are you thinking? You shouldn't even go visit family in the nursing homes if you're sick. Everybody knows, don't go visit grandma. She's 89 years old and I've got a cold. I don't want to get her sick. But it gets better. So they could do it in these 4 beta test states, Pennsylvania, New York, Michigan, California, that already account for 1/3 of the deaths in the whole damn country. They said, you can't go see grandma. Because see, you can't come in the building. Maybe we'll let you touch the glass while we snake a tube down her throat and get $50,000+ while we do this, and while we kill your mother, or kill your father, or kill your grandma, or kill your sister, or kill your brother, or kill your son or daughter. While we kill you, while we commit this crime, you can't come in. And that's the thing. It's top down, like criminals in a mastermind movie where they're going to rob the Fort Knox. They've got every part of it planned out. That's what criminals do. That's why the globalists are always like trying to sue me and get the secret documents and the secret funding and who gives the orders and who's in command. The brain God gave me is in command. The Holy Spirit's in command. And it's getting more powerful every day to beat you because God's pissed. You devil worshipers just hadn't figured it out yet, have you? You're not the masterminds, you're the master losers, because you sell out to evil thinking because you commit evil, you're smart. Oh, look, other people aren't doing this like me. I must be special. Yeah, like cancer. You don't follow the rules God gave us. It's called sin. What is sin? It's something that breaks things down in the end. And you're like, well, why did they? I could see sin cheating on your wife, or I could see sin drinking too much liquor. At least there's some fun in that. It always ends bad. But what about the sin of just wanting to hurt people? Because when you look at the gleam in Newsom's face yesterday at a press conference where he looked like he was having orgasms, and you look at Hitler over there in, or Himmler, or whatever it was. Yeah, Whitmer. See, it looks like Himmler. Hitler and Himmler in the same word. And they all look like they're on drugs. They all look completely psychotic because they are. This is who Satan had to get. Brian Stelter, that psycho. Hi, I'm here to, I mean, making psychotic pirate faces like, oh, Stelter, you're so powerful. We're scared of you. Ugh, get him off the screen, please. But that's who these people are. So let's get into the documents, just because I just spent 45, 50 minutes on this. Let me just show you. Here's the Daily Mail. New York Health Department website quietly deletes controversial Cuomo order that forced nursing homes to admit coronavirus patients led to 5,000 deaths. Now, under federal and state law in New York and federally, that's a crime to officially delete a document out of a database. Oh, and Alex Jones always shows you the proof. 1663 U.S. Code, justice.gov. Protection of government property, protection of public records and documents, updated in 1974 with the Freedom of Information Act, also explaining it's a felony. And that's what they just did. Oh, but it's okay because you're the mafia don of New York and we're all so scared of you. Oh, I'm so scared of you. Oh, you're so powerful while you kill these old people. You're such a big man, such a tough guy. Don't worry, Cuomo, I won't get between you and what God's going to do to you, buddy boy. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Oh, Cuomo, look, still defends policy of filling nursing homes with coronavirus patients. He ordered them to do it. And it's in the news today. He signed a new executive order yesterday saying you're all criminals and I'm going to hold you criminally responsible and take your licenses. We got to find that clip because I saw it months ago. We're not going to have these selfish people that run these refuse these patients for the empty hospitals. Remember, they sent asymptomatic people that had the virus to these damn places. That's cold. That's like loading a gun up, walking in and shooting old people in the head. I mean, it took more planning than to actually plan going in and killing them with a gun. Oh, man, I tell you, imagine dying with that damn thing snaked down your lungs and these crazy people running it all. I mean, my God. And then your family can't even come in and see you. So they don't even take care of the patients now. Reportedly, they just leave them in piles of feces now. It's just all a big exercise to see what they can get away with. Cuomo still defends it, yeah. New York Governor Cuomo reportedly ordered over 4,000 recovering COVID-19 patients to be sent to nursing homes. Business Insider. Hospitals sent hundreds of COVID-19 patients to nursing homes, rehabs at peak of pandemic. Governor takes action on COVID-19, threatens Michigan's long-term care facilities. She orders them in, and now she says, I'm going to arrest you for all the dead. Gotta love that, man. Gotta love it. Nursing homes, epicenter of COVID-19. And it goes on and on and on. But see, now she's starting the criminal prosecution of the nursing homes because they're all being indicted. Now they can't go, hey, you told us, see? They'll all just piss themselves and change the subject. No, it's they ordered you to. And you shouldn't have followed the orders. The Nuremberg defense is true. So I agree. You should get a few years in jail for not letting the families in and letting them bring in people that had COVID-19 and letting them kill people when the doctors and nurses knew it was a death sentence. You should probably get 5-10 years in prison apiece. The decision makers over those facilities, the medical deciders. But the people that ordered you to do it, I mean, I really think the death penalty's in order. I'm not going to kill anybody, but I mean, if justice was done, they'd be indicted, there'd be a Nuremberg trial, and then we would march these folks up and hang their ass in public. I mean, that's what you do if in any free country that had Nazis like this. Because if you look, you think Nazis were back in the 1940s, ladies and gentlemen, you just look at these 4 people right here on screen. Wolf, Newsom, Whitmer, Cuomo, all guilty Nazis, crimes against humanity, period. Done. And they're all like, oh, the feds told us to. Oh, I see. You mean, I tell you what, whoever wrote that policy, Fauci and all them, slipping it under to set Trump up later. Yeah, let's have an investigation. Hey, let's have some hearings on that. Yeah, let's march them all in there. And you know what? If Trump gave that order, then Trump needs to pay. But you know what? We all know Trump didn't give that order. So you people are a bunch of filthy criminals. And so why don't you have George Soros write another Media Matters article about how I'm lying about the healthcare workers and I'm lying about the hospitals and I'm lying about them being empty and I'm lying about the nursing homes. I'm so proud that a Nazi collaborator is still alive and runs an operation trying to destroy me. That's the crazy thing about it. I never thought of myself as some hero like a COVID person or whatever. But, you know, it's weird. It's like it's psychedelic. It's that, like, my grandfathers both almost died fighting Nazis. I almost don't exist because of Nazis. And then here I am actually fighting a real bona fide Nazi. Wow. Can't make that up, ladies and gentlemen. And you're fighting them too. And they're all trying to set the precedent to kill whoever they want, whenever they want. And to get everybody corrupted by following the orders. This is the corruption of the healthcare system to now do whatever they're told. Because I told you months ago, once they carry out these crimes in the hospitals and nursing homes, now they're going to come in with the state Soros-run prosecutors and totally take over everything. And remember, Hillary's company with Chelsea runs the contact tracing apps. Oh, yeah, they've got a plan. I'm Alex Jones, and this is the InfoWar! Alex Jones here with the bad news up front. We are sold out of Pollen Block. We are sold out of Vitamin Mineral Fusion. We're sold out of Bodies. We're sold out of Ultra 12. And we're about to sell out of X3 Triiodine in the 2-ounce. InfoWars Life Vanilla Coconut Protein Bars at 40% off. Real Red Pill Plus at 50% off. Vasobeat 40% off. But here's the good news. The big mega sale we've been running, the biggest in 2020 so far, won't be one this big until the Christmas sale, has been able to add some items that actually just came back into stock. Super Male Vitality, 40% off. Knockout, the great sleep aid, 50% off. Brain Force Plus, a favorite bestseller, hasn't been on sale in 5 months. 50% off for Brain Force Plus, that great nootropic. BioTrue Selenium, 60% off. Chill Force is 60% off, and you really need to try that. Now, we're continuing the big mega sale on these other items, but they will have to end right after Memorial Day because a bunch of these are going to sell out as well. Ultimate Krill Oil, back in stock, 50% off. Survival Shield X2, 50% off. Alexa Pure Breeze, that $100 off retail. You cannot find a 4-stage ion filter even near this. This is an amazing deal, ladies and gentlemen. Almost no markup there. They are just dumping these on the market to us because they're patriots and they're about to make another big order. So it's a lot of inside baseball, but this is the best deal ever on Alexa Pure Breeze. 8-pack Power Stack at cost, 70% off. The best deal, hands down. DNA Force Plus, the number one thing you should be taking. 50% off. The PQQ, the CoQ10, so much more. Really strong formula. It's amazing how it cleans out your mitochondria, makes your telomeres last longer, and a lot more. Look into that. 50% off. Living Defense Plus. It flushes out those little unwanted visitors. That's something people absolutely love. I love it. It's a game changer. 50% off. Limited edition InfoWars face mask. Look, my wife had to go up and visit her dad who's sick. They made her wear a mask, so she wore an InfoWars mask. Yeah, it's the new Sharia law. It's a sign that you're under the yoke of Bill Gates, that you are his bond slave, literally, that you're under the medical tyranny. But if you got to fly on a plane and you got to do it, then fight back with InfoWars in their face. Turn it against them. Those are $9.95. Turbo Force, the amazing 10-hour clean energy. That is 40% off. Storable food now available again as well. InfoWarsStore.com. And so part of the sale is ended because stuff's sold out. Other stuff's about to end because it's about to sell out while supplies last. But a lot of new items that were out are now back in stock. So this is a 360 win. It funds the InfoWar. These are amazing products. That's why people love them. That's why they get thousands and thousands of 5-star reviews on Power Reviews and other third-party independent sites, because we go out and take our knowledge and get the very best supplements there are. And a lot of the products we have are essential, meaning if you don't have these things, well, it's essential, like oxygen or water. And so much of the food has been debased because of the soils being debased and not having the trace minerals and the elements you need, that supplementation is absolutely key. So you're funding the InfoWar. You're getting amazing products at the best prices out there, and you're really putting your thumb in the eye of the globalists who wanted us shut down a long time ago before they launched this globalist takeover that we're now witnessing. So again, take advantage of the Memorial Day special. It's the big sale that's ending, and it's new items that came in on sale as well. Biggest sale so far this year, InfoWarsStore.com, or call toll free. We can answer all your questions. Take your order, 888-253-3139. And on top of all of that, we are putting free stickers inside all of the shipments so you can help spread the word that way. Please don't underestimate the power you have when you purchase these products to fund the operation, when you spread the word, when you pray for InfoWars. Thank you all, and God bless you. Now please get out there and spread the word. You are the modern Paul Revere. Memorial Day is here. It's one of the biggest sales of the year. Now, we were already running a huge sale, but we're having to end that one because a bunch of items are selling out. But all the items we have left in stock are still on record sale. And then 5 items that weren't on sale that we got back in stock, they're also massively discounted as well for the Memorial Day special. So here it is. Super Male Vitality, 40% off. Knockout, the great sleep aid, 50% off. Brain Force Plus hadn't been on sale for almost 6 months. It is 50% off. BioTrue Selenium, 60% off. Chill Force, it's incredible, 60% off. And you've got all these other items on sale as well until they sell out. So InfoWarsStore.com or 888-253-3139 to get these items and take advantage of this mega sale Memorial Day. Again, thank you all for watching. We appreciate your support, your financial support, but it's also supporting you and your family with amazing products that are so good for you and your body. Again, thank you all for your support. We are all in this together.
As the pressure to wear masks in public rises, it's important to be able to keep yourself safe while making a statement. That's why we created the limited edition InfoWars face mask. The easiest way to stay safe from incoming germs while showing your support for patriotism and freedom in the face of tyranny. Easy to use, just slip it on your way to work, the store, or anywhere that mandates a mask around you. These also make great gifts or purchases for friends, family members, neighbors, or anyone else concerned about their safety in public. If you must stay safe, you might as well stay stylish. Get the limited edition InfoWars face mask today at InfoWarsStore.com.